No! Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? What up, fellas? It's Connor Whitmore here, coming at you with another review on the Nawtystep channel. And today I'm going to be discussing the latest EP release on Odio Records, BVSSIC's Tonedeath. Great title for an EP, I'm just going to throw that out there before anything else. I mean, you know me, I love me some wordplay, and you know, a cheeky pun, it never goes amiss. Yet, jokes aside, I think this title has a real resonance for these 4 tracks as a whole, because it is a take on the phrase tone deaf, a term used for those who are unable to discern between musical pitches. And this EP is one of those undeniably gravelly collections that for its bulk abandons the musicality in order to bring the filth to the forefront. But this is in the best sense possible, because if you were going to make that leap as a producer, then you would have to go full throttle with it and without any inhibition, and BVSSIC certainly does that here. In every track we are treated to some of the shiniest, most metallic, glitchy dubstep that has come out in recent years. Twisted, contorted seizure music with a very robotic and sinewy design, supplying eruption after eruption of sound in unrelenting fashion. And because of the lack of overt tunage in these drop sequences, it seems bereft somewhat of a definite flavour or personality, but I think this is its selling point. Extremely guttural noises, really pulling at your insides and perhaps creating an emptiness that wasn't there before. Like the squelchy noises in the drop of the title track, or the whippy rewind sounds in Devil's Right Hand Man as the drop progresses. Then there's the watery noises in Nightmare in combination with the rips and tears that surround it. And then lastly on Tough Shot, which reaches new heights dubstep-wise, bringing together its muddiest and most electrifying synths on the EP. And this goes without mentioning the final drop of the lot, which is a noteworthy switch up from the norm in its rapidity alone. I really like how this one was saved until last. It is a most welcome of surprises. And I actually read a post on BVSSIC's profile which said that this was the first song that he started making out of all the songs on the EP, which makes me think that he would have also finished it first. So if that was the case, you know, well done, sir, for putting it last, because it certainly works. So overall, I would say the dubstep in Tonedeath has quite a heartless tone to it. It is bereft of warmth and feeling, but is oh so haunting and present in its delivery. But having said all of this, I mean, this isn't to say that there's no musicality in this EP at all. It's more available in the introduction and build-ups, which lure the audience into their dark depths. The opening to this EP being a perfect example, a blissful collection of strings and plucked notes with some vicious wubs lurking underneath and eager to pounce. Or the piano lead in Devil's Right Hand Man, as well as the dizzying swelled notes that kick off Magmag's second verse. And before I proceed, can I just say that this is another very fiery vocal from Magmag. There's so much character to his voice, and I feel like his raspiness lends a real energy to the instrumentals that he raps over. But back to those introductions, and we have the twinkly opening with Nightmare, which is just such a great title considering the wall of sound that comes after it. It just does exactly what it says on the tin. Teasing you in, launching you into the mayhem, and then throwing you back out again. And then you have the final introduction with Tough Shot, which is still noticeably musical, but a bit more dubstep infused, as if it has been infected by the surrounding sounds somewhat. And it's the variation of these introductions that makes them even more appealing. BVSSIC really delves into an array of different classical styles in this respect. Anyway, the pattern that I spotted here was that every track seems very innocent on the surface, yet has something unforgivably horrifying lying underneath. And when you bring these two ideas together, the unforgiving dubstep and the sumptuous introductions, it makes for quite an extraordinary end product. The structures are simple, and the dubstep is typically emphatic for songs of this pace. But the changes are so drastic between the sparkliness of the openings and the cold-blooded, no survivors attitude of the dubstep. Usually there is a coherence between these two elements, but that isn't something that is too present here, and that wild difference is what I love about it. The juxtaposition between the starting gloominess and the sheer decimation that ensues. All the while with so much to feast your ears on in terms of sound design and the diversity of synths on show. And I touched on the structure briefly, which is relatively basic at points. Wow, I didn't even mean to drop that one in. I'm not even joking. The artist is called Basic, so don't mention Basic in the bloody review. But no, I went and done it. That was just a natural thing that came to my head, and I apologise for that. But in searching for another word, I think these structures could be seen as quite standard, but I think this is what allows it to pack the punch that it does. And I do love how hard this thing hits repeatedly and out of nowhere on most occasions. And on the whole, I'd say there's nothing glaringly flawed with this EP in my opinion. Some would prefer the musicality to pervade it a bit more, but as I said, I feel like this is its appeal. Tonedeath's theme is certainly an intense one, with muffled, out-of-focus introductions and unleashing such brutal dubstep sequences that bulldozer their way into these tracks. So you have to be prepared for this style running across the entirety of this EP. If glistening, sharp, yet grungy, slow-paced dubstep is your thing, then you are definitely in the right place. And if it isn't, well then you are in for an absolutely mind-frying experience. And above all, I think I have to mention that this is a truly accomplished project for someone who is 17. Yep, you heard me right, 17. Because it's an extremely mature type of production, very well put together considering the large amounts of variation both synth and idea-wise. And in terms of a favourite tune from this EP, then I would have to go with Devil's Right Hand Man. I think it accesses the most moods of any of the tracks, and I'm definitely a sucker for that mag-mag combination in coupling with the dubstep instrumental. And in terms of recommendations, I'll have to revert once again to that swampy, sour style of dubstep production, and for that you'll have to look no further than the likes of Graphite and E-Craze, Dubloads and Payne Muir, who has also produced for Odio Records. And following that, this review of the latest Basic EP, Tonedeath, comes to a close. I recently reviewed Guillotine's Chopper EP, which was also released on Odio Records, as well as their Issue 1 compilation, which kickstarted the reviews this year. So if you're looking for a bit more audio analysis in your life, then check out those videos. Like this video, share it about, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment with your thoughts on this latest Basic EP. What did you guys make of it? And as always, don't forget to like and follow Nawtystep across all social media. Everything linked, including recommendations and previous videos, in the description box down below. If it's naughty, then you know. So keep it naughty, guys, and stay safe. Above all, please, please, please stay safe. And I shall see you in the next one. And whew, boy, oh boy, this next one, it's a big one. Peace.